so sweet, so sweet, as they eat the flies and maggots off the bodies of the rich, hanging from their ties in the town square. What a breath of fresh air knocks out of all our factories, make way for the rich.
You can't sit in the alleys, you can't sit on the streets, you can't sit on the sidewalks in Denver.
What's the point of that law?
Vacancies, everybody can sit around everywhere, homeless. People come to downtown for businesses, go out shopping, they don't want to see that.
So because people who have homes don't want to see people who don't have homes.
It has nothing to do with homelessness.
That
It
could
has
be.
to do with...
No, he just said
That could be.
He just said
That's part of the law. It
vacancy.
could be.
I came in there, I went into the shelter because the police brought me up on the sidewalk, told me I had to get up off the sidewalk. Matter of fact, they told me the sidewalk was theirs. And I had to get up and leave and go to the shelter because there's no camping ban. And I said, well, what crime am I committing? I'm asleep. That's what a human being has to do. He has to sleep sometime. I'm bipolar. I don't like being crowded up around a whole bunch of people because I have issues, mental issues. So I explained it to him. Hey, I feel more safer being out here. I'm in a safe place because I'm not, it's people walking by. It's good, productive citizens, as you say, walking by. So nothing is going to happen to me. So, but they told me I had to go to a shelter. So I get to the shelter, and the people in the shelter say, well, you have a deadline to be in here. I said, well, I wasn't trying to come in your shelter at all because you already know me. I'm not the type of person that want to be around all these people. I don't feel comfortable. And then I have fall lights with you because somebody's breathing in my face, and somebody didn't take a bath that day or whatever, or somebody got bugs or whatever the case may be. You cannot force me to sleep beside this person. I'd rather just be outside. But yet, they're telling me I can't be outside. So now, because I'm giving you my thought on the conditions and the way that I have to live to come in your shelter, you telling me I have to get out. So they put me out, and then they said now I'm trespassing if I don't get out. So I end up getting out, and I end up being outdoors all night in the cold. But I didn't mind, like I said, because it was more freedom.
So the urban camping ban pretty much says that homeless people can't even have a blanket to cover up with.
When I first started sleeping on the streets in Denver, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I mean, you could snuggle up in a cubby hole, and the cops would walk right past you. They wouldn't bother you. Up in Boulder, I mean, they already had the law in place where, no urban camping. So my first camping ticket was in Boulder, and yeah, that was nuts. So I didn't expect that. So. But getting kicked awake and all that crap, I've been ticketed I don't even know how many times. I lost count. Been to jail over it. They expect you to pay a $100 fine when you can't even pay. That's enough for a motel room. So don't you think if I had the money I'd be in a motel room? So they figured they'd just put you up in their jail, and that's the resolution to all their problems. So.
One thing we can see clearly is who is lobbying for these criminalization measures, and we know that across the country it's business improvement districts that are a primary force pushing these ordinances, so I think with that you see a lot of business rhetoric that somehow having poor people with backpacks or sleeping bags or whatever in public places is somehow detrimental towards business.
Move that Council Bill 241 be placed on the floor for final consideration.
Fundamentally, the ordinance in front of you would extend the prohibition on camping to all public property, not just parks, as well as private property when it hasn't been authorized by the owner. Camping is defined as residing or dwelling temporarily in a place with shelter and conducting activities of daily living such as eating, sleeping, or storage of personal possessions in such a place.
My name is Tammy Dorr. I am CEO and President of the Downtown Denver Partnership, 511 16th Street. And tonight I'm here to represent the Downtown Denver Partnership. Unauthorized camping is a significant problem that affects businesses, residents, workers, and visitors that frequent downtown. And unfortunately, this problem is getting worse. The economic vitality of our center city is at serious risk. While this ordinance targeted at the homeless population, we recognize that there will be a significant impact on that community.
The unstated goals of a lot of these criminalization measures and ordinances that are passing on the municipal level, I think, is to push people, displace people out of the center of towns and into the suburbs. But as we found statistically, that's not even working for their unstated goals, as the number of homeless continues to rise throughout downtown areas, specifically here in Denver as well. And so these laws are kind of failures all the way around. They cost the cities money, they fail to do the unstated goals of moving people out, and they compound the problem by creating walls for people they're not able to cross in order to receive the benefits they need, or to get jobs or housing and things of that nature. So people stuck in this cycle just continue to move around as homeless individuals, unable to go anywhere.
So now I have nothing, I have no ID. That's why I'm homeless. That's one of the main reasons why I've been homeless, is I keep getting my ID taken. When cops do interact with me and try to get down my information, they take my ID and they don't give it back when I get out of jail sometimes. And that's not cool, because then I can't get a job.
This really follows in a history of these type of laws that push people out of public spaces. You know, we've seen this again and again throughout history, where those with money and power have a dislike for a particular group of people, whether it be people of color, whether it be people who are immigrants, whether it be people with certain disabilities, whether it be people who are homeless and who have, you know, belongings with them. This becomes a target group that then legislation on the local level is passed to push them out of the public spaces, and to create these illusions that the public space can be just for a particular class or a particular type of person.
They don't want to help. They want you to leave. You know, they just want you to get tired of this state and leave. You're not worthy of being here anymore. But yet they bring people here that you know nothing about, you never heard of, not from this state. Could be serial killers, child molesters, they could be anything. But yet you invite them in here because they can afford your housing.
I mean, it's hard to find, like, you know, place to actually go and be warm, or like a place to actually, like, you know, rest your body without it being a crime, you know, or like having it being shunned upon you because, oh, you know, you're making the scene look bad or whatever, because, oh, these people don't want you here, but you know, in reality, I ain't got nowhere else to go, you know, and you know, I just keep getting pushed from place to place to place, you know, and you know, it's just, I don't sleep when I sleep outside, or I have to be outside because it's just impossible.
If you're out of sight, out of mind, they're going to leave you alone. But if they see you, they're going to come to you. You're going to be definitely messed with.
As development goes up, the property owners want to make sure that let's enforce some laws. Let's get them out of the city. They just want to move the homeless people in and everywhere, and you get victimized along the process.
One night, like, me and my dude just moved around because every place we kept on going, the cop would be like, oh, you can't be here, you can't be here, like, you can't be in this alley, you can't, like, sleep there, there's no trespassing, you can't be here. I'm just like, then where can we go? Like, where is there to go? Like, you don't want people on drugs, but you give them no other option because you won't let them sleep.
I mean, I just think it should stop. I think somebody should be able to cover up with the blanket and sleep when they have to, you know, anyway, with any means necessary. I mean, if you got to sleep over here on the grass somewhere with the blanket, I mean, so be it, you know, as long as you can stay warm and have somewhere to go, that you're not, you know, gonna get stabbed in the alley for sleeping out there, you know, not gonna be around all the drugs and all that, you know, you want to be by yourself. You can't even sleep behind a bush anymore. Going to jail.
It's hard. It's hard. Living without a house is hard.
A sit-lie law on the mall. What would you think about that?
I think that there shouldn't be anyways. There wasn't one previously this year. Why? What's the difference now? Is it because we just got legalized and there's more tourists? They don't want people to see homeless on the mall where all the shops are because it makes your city look bad? Well, you know what? Your city looks bad because you're not helping all these homeless people. You're not giving them the resources, and you're putting all these cops to just put their heads up their own butts and just make people feel like crap because they're homeless and they don't have the resources for it. You don't want your city to look this bad? Then do something about it. Help us and not just let us sit here.
Our jails are full of homeless and jaywalkers. It's pretty sad.
The thing is, after you take me to court, you pay for me to go to court, you pay for me to go to jail, and I get out of jail, I'm still homeless. I mean, what's the point? You're not helping anything. You're not making a difference.
You have to have compassion to what you're doing right now. If you don't have compassion for the homeless, you know, for the things that you're doing, who else will?
The next steps, I think, are getting rid of our city council, bringing people in that have a heart. Our mayor, our governor, they're idiots, they're assholes. They don't give a shit about anybody other than somebody with money. The Downtown Denver Partnership, they're jokes. They don't care about the ordinary people. They only care about the people coming in with the money. What happened there? What happened?
Seems like the almighty dollar has become way more important than human beings. I mean, when it comes right down to it. We have to make our money. We don't care about those people. And it is those people.
I don't know why we can't put a little money into this. They do it on everything else. Why not the homeless? Why do they hate them so bad? That's what I don't understand. How do you hate somebody that bad that you would wish them dead, frozen? It's crazy. No blanket, no blanket.
This is our moral obligation to society. It's called human, what is it? When you're trying to save an animal, what do they call that? Compassion. There you go. Yeah, that's a good word.
I just think that they need more people with hearts. Like,
compassion.
Yeah, like more.
Not in it for the money, because that's all they're in it for.
Like, I just think that district, like whatever police district like out there, like in the country, I just think that they need to quit hiring robots and start hiring actual police.
So we need to push the issue about the homeless Bill of Rights. We've got to stop the cops from being able to harass the homeless out here.
For me, something needs to be done. And I feel the homeless community and people who care about the homeless community need to come together and pass this bill.
I definitely support the right to rest, and I'm 100% behind it.
I think it should be said and noted that we don't believe the Right to Rest Act is a ultimate solution to the problem of homelessness, and I think it's very clear through observation that the only solution to homelessness is to provide a home.
Take that money, put me in a studio apartment, get me off the streets, and I'll guarantee you the only time you'll see me out here is when I'm going grocery shopping.
Well, that'll be the day.